about this, I'd ask you to do a couple of takeaways for you to consider. Number one, I'd like for you to think about delays and disappointments and delinquency. Let's be careful. Be careful how you think of those things. Jesus is too late. It's delayed. It's not happening. It's the right timeline. And the boat sailed. It's over. It's past. Jesus doesn't do over, past, delinquent. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and his timing is completely perfect. So let's be careful about your thinking. Your thinking. A lot of times it doesn't have to do anything with the external situation. It has more to do with how you think. And that's part of why Jesus says, release him and let him go. Change your thinking. Number two, conversations with Jesus. Have conversations with Jesus based on who you are. Based on the unique, wonderful design in yourself. If you're the more rational, logical, if you're the more emotional, demonstrative, be you and have that authentic. And you say, well, I can't do it. Sit in your car and do that conversation. You're like, I don't want people to hear or see or whatever. Okay, fine. But find an opportunity, a platform, a place where you can have authentic, real conversations. Let your hair down and just be authentic and vulnerable, transparent with Jesus. And over some of the stuff that's happened in the past, I'm angry with you, you disappointed me here, I'm frustrated, how come? And Jesus may answer and give you some whys. Jesus may come in, but I guarantee you, if you have some of those authentic conversations, Jesus is going to come back and talk with you in it and give you some freedom. Set you free in a new trajectory, set you free in some new activities, and set you free in your thinking. Because Jesus is the resurrection. And finally, do you have room for Jesus to wholly be himself in your life? The Jews that came to mourn with Martha and Mary, they had room in their life for Jesus to be the healer. Martha and Mary had room in their lives for Jesus to be the teacher. But Jesus, I think, would like to kind of blow out the cobwebs and fully, thoroughly be himself in your life, in your thinking, in your heart, in your emotions, in your choices, in your priorities, in your values. Are you willing to let Jesus wholly and fully be himself, the resurrection and the life, even in your own dead thinking? And in the midst of all this, let's not forget Martha and Mary, the two sisters, having Jesus do conversations with them. The Jews watching Jesus weep. But the dude that has the most experience in this whole thing is Lazarus. And we don't hear anything from Lazarus. All we know is he comes hopping out of the tomb and Jesus says, let him go. Maybe some of us are Lazarus. And it's time for Jesus to breathe resurrection into our lives, into our hearts, into our thinking, into our outlook, and give us a free, truly free, and non-death-filled life. How many of you could say yes to Jesus being wholly who he is? So let's ask Jesus. I ask you as we finish today, just to think of one area in your life, not a person, just something in your own thinking that might have death, finality, conclusion, hopeless. It's a dead end in your own thinking. Whatever situation, your own thought life that says hopeless or dead, I'd like for you just to kind of symbolically put that in your hand. And we're going to lift that up to Jesus. And we're going to invite resurrection and life. And whether Jesus changes the situation, more so changes our thinking. And that we can open ourselves up for those conversations with Jesus.